On Mother's Day, I want to dedicate this poem to my mother, who passed away 4 years ago. My mother. I wish you knew my mother. I wish you saw her just once. I wish you would spend some time with her. I wish you would hold her warm hands. I wish I could talk to her again, if only for a few minutes, to say just how much I love her and how much my children need a grandmother. I wish I could talk to her now, my mother, my precious mother. I wish she could dry my tears like when I was young, if only I could see her instead of writing here. I wish she could put my hair in plaits again and throw myself in her arms because she pulled me back. I wish we could sew again, make new clothes for the village festival, and cook our favorite food together. Go to our piece of land and pick olives from the trees and eggs from the chicken farms. I wish I could talk to her now, my mother, my precious mother, who survived a civil war, a year of famine, my mother who worked hard in a farm from the age of 5, who never went to school, yet she learned to read and write and was great at maths and everything she tried. My mother, a shepherdess of 200 sheep in a remote land, far in the south of Spain, in the land of the sun. My mother, who married so young and moved to the nearby village between the mountains, for her too far from her own mother. My mother, who raised 5 children on her own because father had many other matters. I wish I could smell her again, her unique essence of security and cleanness to me. I wish I could bury myself in her arms and tell her everything that is hurting me now, knowing that she wouldn't judge. I wish the phone will ring again and it was her voice, her ongoing complaints, her laughter, talking about everything and nothing, and yet feeling better after. I wish I could talk to her now, my mother, my precious mother, who couldn't come to any of my children's births because I gave birth in foreign lands and she was afraid to fly. My mother, who was so strong and yet so weak at the same time. My mother, who taught me to pray on my knees because I saw her doing it one day after another. I wish my mother was here, but she's not. She'll never be again. She's gone. I don't know where is she now. She died 4 years ago, but I trust the one who knows. Happy Mother's Day.
This is a poem for Mother's Day, and it's dedicated to my own dear mother, now gone, and she helped me to believe that I was worthy and that I could do things that I didn't think were possible. She had a really hard life. It's called Scarlet Lady. She raised her sisters when consumption stole their mother on the bleakest of Christmas days. This Irish Catholic family could knock spots off Angela's ashes. Vowing never to remain on cobbled streets, the ruby red-lipped platinum blonde packed her bags with feigned confidence, and those slender, seamed stockinged legs hit the road. In her 20s, she married the divorced man. No big Catholic wedding for her then, bejesus. Birth of a beautiful boy, and 2 years later, an expected sibling. But the unexpected took over with husband's hemorrhage and the need to nurse his comatose body until his death released them both. He was never to know the newborn daughter. Evicted from Tide House, 2 bairns to feed, end of a war, beginning of a battle. What was she to do? What she always did. Repaint the face mask, hold head high, and survive. Second marriage. A tad too fast with another pregnancy, providing people with plenty of gossip galore. Her shame was swamped in overlarge hats and scarlet lady red nails. Drunken dark days turned into years. You're late, your dinner's cold, you're drunk again. Sundays, bloody Sundays, the screaming, the shouting, the silent tears. Sitting on the staircase, too small and too scared to give solace. 5 offspring, blooming business, a successful scenario to all who viewed from afar. The young policeman knocked nervously with reluctant news. Her hat trick completed. Untimely death of parent, spouse, and now son. No more masks left, no strength, no purpose, no pride. She lost her way until time numbed the pain, and again she fought for her fragmented family to be aspirational, inspirational, confrontational, and yes, sensational. To lose one husband is unfortunate. Alas, Oscar Wilde would consider her careless, as second spouse slipped into premature senility. Further prolonged periods of nursing and witnessing yet another drawn-out death. The widow watched her children grow, savouring every success, the glory of reflected glory. But at last, she too became a free spirit, to travel, to write, to paint, to create, and to live her life and dream her dreams. The final years were fraught with pain, brittle bones, dementia, trapped in confusion. This once immaculately dressed woman struggled to remember to wash. She scrawled her children's name on a board in the vain hope it would assist her addled mind. Her clothes worn inside out, with odd shoes, and a matching pair inside. She died, lost in a world of confusion, and lost in her own world. But in my world, she will always be the unsung hero, my brave, bright and beautiful scarlet lady bird, fly away home. Your house is on fire, your children all gone. Thank you. Thank you.